Hey, good afternoon, how's it going? This is Mike Holt over at JB Insurance and Taxes. Keep us in mind if you need help with your insurance or income tax needs this year or any other year. This is going to be a real quick video. We're going to talk about the PPP loan, which is one of the COVID-19 relief programs that started by our federal government. And we're going to talk about who should apply for it, who shouldn't apply for it, and ways to make your chances of receiving this loan increase dramatically. This is the loan for people who don't have a business. So if you don't have a business, you want me to talk to me about starting a PPP loan, I'm not going to talk to you about it, because there are business owners out there who are in desperate need, and I've worked with several of them who had a hard time getting the funds, which are not unlimited. And I just have a problem. My company won't be the company to help guys who don't have a business. Okay, but we can talk about different definitions of business, because in some cases, independent contractors are qualified. In some cases, barbers, beauticians, real estate agents, they're 1099, mortgage brokers, they'll qualify. So you might not be set as a traditional business, but you might meet the qualifications of a business owner or independent contractor, and that means you do qualify. So before we say what you can't do, let's have the conversation about what you can do, all right? With that being said, the deadline for application for PPP as of now is May the 31st of 2021. These deadlines are subject to change. Everything I say right here, if I'm talking too fast, don't worry about it. I'm going to post it in the captions below so you guys have the information you need. All right? So, because I'm real big, if I say something, you need to be backed up by a reliable source. In this case, the SBA is the source of information. But keep in mind, sometimes the big government organizations, they cram a lot of information into 2 or 3 pages on the website. And sometimes you need people to go in and basically translate for you, which is one of the things I do. We speak the same language, so to speak. So there are a limited amount of funds. I've touched on that. So I can't stress the importance of applying as soon as possible. But there's some things that need to be taken into consideration before you apply. First of all, having the necessary documents in place to apply for the PPP loan. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit. And the second thing is finding a lending source, which probably should have been first. Some of you guys might have banking arrangements with Chase, Chase, Wells Fargo, Regions, so many different banks out there. That's great. They might not be still loaning money for PPP loans. There are differences between first draw and second draw PPP loans, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. But basically, if you ever received a loan, the guidance is generally to go back to the bank you borrowed from originally. If they're no longer participating in the program, then you have to find a second choice. And I'm going to leave some second choices up in the captions below. As of right now, they've been relatively solid. And those sources are going to be Fundera is one as of today. Lift Fund is another one, which I highly recommend for minority and disadvantaged business owners. We're going to discuss Womply. It was on my list. Lindio was on my list as well. And of course, try the SBA website as a source as well. This is important because sometimes we have a bank relationship with our banks, even a business banking relationship, and it's like this. They're not second draw or first draw PPP loans. It's just not. If they had limits already how far they want to get invested in the program, then that could be a situation where it's just your luck. But there are alternative sources. So if you're turning down one place, it's not the end of the world. You just got to try alternative sources, and we'll leave some sources in the caption below. All right, here's some things you should have on deck for the PPP loan. I want you guys to save those, okay? And save them somewhere on a computer file or on your cell phone. Mark a folder on your cell phone, the gallery. Just to keep it simple, or if you have some type of app where you convert your pictures into a PDF like Cam Scanner, which I highly recommend you using. Save everything in one big folder and mark it my PPP loan information. And you can also put /EIDL information on it as well, which is Economic Impact Disaster Loan. And the reason you're going to do that, because some of the same information you're going to use to apply for the PPP loan, use some of that same information to apply for the EIDL, which is another federal COVID relief program. This is a very generous program. It also comes with certain grants, a grant in some cases. We're going to go into that loan product separately. I'm not going to into a whole lot of details about these programs. That's stuff you have to contract with our company for, or do the research. What I will do is give you guys some basic steps of preparation if you can't afford to pay for a service, or if you can't afford to hire a CPA or a tax professional, or get a lender to help you with it. Okay. Now, in some cases, some of these lenders will be very helpful with you. What you're going to probably need somebody's help for in some cases is to prepare your tax returns if you haven't prepared them already for this year or last year, to get your financials together, to make sense of your QuickBooks or your existing financial documents if they're not in a format that your lender wants to go through, all right? With that being said, I'm not trying to pitch. I'm just trying to be informative and let you guys know what is going to be coming down the road when you apply for this loan. So we got picking a lender out the way. Here's some things you're going to need. A valid state ID. A lot of these lenders want to see the front and back of that ID to make sure that you are who you say you are. Verified ID is a big part of not basically securing the fact that we lend this money to, in my case, Michael Holt. We're not lending this money to somebody in Nigeria or India somewhere, or even in the continental United States, who I'm sure are great people, except as long as they're not trying to borrow money in my name instead of their own name. Do you see what I mean? So we're not trying to throw any countries under the rug here, or any people, individuals. We're just saying these measures in place to protect customers against identity fraud. All right, avoid a check, preferably from your business banking account. I've talked to some guys, especially I talked to a guy there. He's in real estate, and he's a 1099 guy. He's somebody that could come in as an independent contractor or as a business owner. Depends how you structure. He could apply for the PPP loan. But guess what? Some lenders prefer to have a business bank account, especially if you have a banking relationship with them. So let's say we zero out Chase. Say, Chase is a good bank. And Chase looks back. Wait a minute, we got some more money to give away, and we will take existing Chase customers. Well, dollars or donuts, gonna be like, well, your Chase customer with a personal account that you're depositing your money from your independent contracting gig, or from your small business on the side that's having to become successful. With that being said, that can be issued. And in some cases, I've seen an application today where a bank wanted people to have business accounts on file with them going back, a business banking relationship going back, not just a banking relationship, but a business banking relationship going back to January 31st. That means you open up a new account this week, you're not going to probably be a good applicant for this loan. So with that being said, if you don't have it, there are other options. I'm just putting that out there for you. Avoid a check, preferably from your business banking account. If you have a business relationship already with a bank you're applying at, that's great if they're still accepting loans. If not, then you might want to consider opening up a business bank account, or if you go into your personal account, just make sure that you read the instructions before you go all the way to the bottom line and finish the application out. Which a lot of these applications to be saved. They know it's a lot of information asked for it once. They give you time to prepare it. So with that being said, if you submit it that way and you go that route, just make sure that you have the things in place, okay, to justify it. All right, the 2019-2020 tax return needs to be, what you filed needs to be sent. If you haven't filed them yet and you have drafts, some lenders will take the drafts, some lenders won't, under the impression that you're planning on filing. So a lot of lenders will pull a transcript to see if you filed currently or in the past. Just be honest about it. If you filed, you filed. If you haven't filed, you haven't filed. Okay. You might, at the end of the day, you're supposed to, if you have income coming in, you're supposed to report it. One of the things in the second draw loan that I'll touch on very briefly, and that wasn't part of the first draw, that the lender's looking at your gross income before your deductions on your Schedule C. If you're a small business owner small business owner, independent contractor, LLC, if it's a pass-through, or Class S corporation, which is a pass-through entity also. So what does that mean in English? What that means is that they're taking a big number for all your deductions. So they basically will loan you more money in some cases than they would have last year. They're supposed to factor in differently. Instead of going by your net, which is traditionally how business loans and mortgages work, they're going by your gross. Okay, so that gives you a little more leeway. Okay, something we need to talk about being responsible. Because there's money on the table doesn't mean you need to necessarily take it. But if something's on the table that makes sense, then go for it. Now, one of the biggest reasons you want to keep track of all these documents in 2 folders, not just for your own benefit, but also because this loan has an aspect of it that most of it can be forgivable, if not all of it. So that being said, your debt can be forgiven if you meet certain criteria. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over it all in detail, but I will say they look at your payroll, including what you pay yourself, your utilities for your office, mortgage expenses or rent if you have those, and some of the operational costs. We'll go into details about those later at a later date. Forms 940 and 941 or any type of payroll provider or reports. Those need to be submitted if you claim that you have a lot of employees. Not a lot of employees, employees in general. I say a lot, but I need to clarify that. If you have any employees, they want to see proof that you're keeping payroll records for them. They're not. In some cases, that proof be in your wage column or your income tax return. If you filed the payroll taxes correctly, you should have a 940, 941 sitting around there somewhere. Or your payroll provider, which is ADP, it could be Square, it could be Paychecks. There's multiple ones out there. Or if you guys do it in-house, a report generated showing what you guys paid on payroll taxes, employee benefits are important. If you have employees, if you don't have employees, and it's just you, a sole proprietor, or you're a small business owner, there's no extra employee, or your employees are 1099s. This is what a lot of people get kind of hung up on. When they have the 1099 employees and they count them as W-2. Well, the 1099 employees are paid differently, have a different set of responsibilities by law. So it's a different type of payment on them. And a lot of times we aren't taking out payments for our 1099 people. So with that being said, for this program, those 1099 employees as of now are not counting, okay? Now, they change things all the time with these programs. That's why it's so hard to keep track of. There's different guidance issues on them as they continue to evolve. At the end of the day, people know that a lot of these programs are put together very, very quickly to satisfy immediate need, which is deal with businesses being closed because of COVID-19. And with that being said, as they start to open back up or they start to recover, I think you'll see more changes. So we'll see how 1099 employees are handled, or it could be the attitude is the 1099 guys can go in there and file their own PPP loans. So why are we going to loan money on them twice type of mentality? All right. As of right now, that's how it works. The 1099, your employees, associates, however you want to label them, aren't going to count for these purposes unless you put them on W-2. Okay, application complete with the information you provide. The trick to the PPP loan, or any of these government loans, there are no tricks. Report the information as accurately as you can. If you make a mistake here, get a number off, or that's not the end of the world. But people do get in trouble when they just go out and randomly make up stuff. So we're here to help legitimate business owners file for the PPP loans, but we don't want to pour any guys who don't have a business don't have a business going. If you're trying to start one and last year and it didn't go too well because of COVID-19, and you can document that, well, then we could look at that and tell you if you're a good fit or not for the program. We try to be dead honest with people here. We think, and in some cases, we want him to go past the initial consultation if we don't feel you're a good candidate for it. We don't waste your time, your money, your effort at all. We feel like it's best to be like I'd rather tell you, look here. Once you get together your credit, once you go ahead and keep in mind, the credit requirements from these loans are less than 600. We're talking about still take scores of 550, in some cases 575. So in other words, you just got to pay a couple of bills, and get some things current. In a lot of cases, you probably be up to speed to qualify for some of these loans. All right, let's talk about the definition of business. Now, I touched on it recently at first. A lot of times, of course, being incorporated, having an LLC is the foundation of having a business. Going to get your DBA or starting a partnership and getting registered with the county as your business. But for the purpose of this long, independent contractors, like I said before, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, beauticians, barbers, nail techs, generally anybody who is basically being paid. Basically anybody who is a 1099 worker can qualify for this loan, which is probably one of the biggest reasons why our 1099 brothers and sisters can't go back and we can't use them for forgiveness or for qualified additional funding for PPP loans. All right. So in other words, you might not consider yourself having a business because, hey, I got a job. I'm a real estate agent. I go work for my broker every day. Well, how's your broker pay you? Is he W-2ing you and you're on a salary or paying an hourly wage? Or is he like, look here, go sell some houses. I'm going to take my credit out and write you a check for the rest and use all your own tools and equipment to sell houses. Once you use your own tools, your own vehicle, car, computer, etc., that basically puts you as under a 1099 worker, which has a different tax treatment and has a different treatment under the PPP lending guidelines. Pardon my stutter there. All right. So they always get the money without any of the other things I mentioned above. They are all completely illegal, and don't call me because I ain't going to jail for you because I don't like you like that. So that being said, some of the same documents that we need here, I want you to save them in a folder somewhere if you don't have them, because you're going to use this for EIDL. Now, if you call my office and I'm like, look, I can't really help you right now with EIDL, PPP loan because I'm busy with my clients, we made this video that this is like a free source of information for people who want to get familiar with the process and want to kind of get out and wonder if they qualify for it or not, all right? So if you're a business owner and don't have the time and aren't structured, haven't filed your taxes yet, we can help you. If you are not a business owner or independent contractor and you just want to try to find a way to get some quick money, I cannot help you. All right. With that being said, thank you very much for watching and listening. This is Michael, J&B Financial. Have a great day. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you. $60 goddamn minutes.